Welcome to Higher Ed Live. It's the live weekly web show all about the world of higher education. That's right, it's where we're all about digital development and professional empowerment. I am your host, Seth Odell, and this is my show. I hope you guys are ready to go because it is just me today. Nobody else, just me. I'm all alone. And we are talking about Commencement 2.0. What should graduation look like in the 21st century? So we're going to cover a lot of stuff, including live streaming, crowdsourced photography, even how to build a DIY photo booth with a Mac and a printer. That's right. And I'm going to tell you why you should be doing that later on today in the show. So, guys, I got to tell you, I'm relying on you guys a lot. I'm going solo tonight. You know, last time I went solo, we covered a lot of information, but it went a little bit crazy. So I'm going to be highlighting all of the tweets that you guys have going on, and it's going to be pretty awesome. And by the way, Mark, love that you're using Shazam to figure out the intro music to Higheredlive. I love having a chance to play music each week, show off the things that I'm listening to, what's new in in my world. So if you like what you hear, let me know. I'm always happy to share. And guys, let's just dive in. Let's make this happen, okay? Let's do this right now. But before we do this and start, gotta, as always, give a really big shout out to the wonderful sponsors that help make this show possible. Higheredlive is sponsored by Integral, the creators of the Schools app on Facebook. Be sure to check out their webinar series about how they can help you leverage Facebook to increase yield and retention. That happens this Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and I'm going to be sending out a tweet with that link in just a moment. If you guys are interested, definitely check that out. Also, got to give a big shout out to Omni Update. Omni Update is the leading web content management system, CMS, provider for higher education. The company's web CMS OU campus is secure and scalable with great tools and features, deployment flexibility, and an awesome user community. In fact, it was the highest ranked CMS in customer satisfaction in a 2010 .edu Guru survey. So if you need a CMS, check it out at omniupdate.com. So, guys, links going out to that stuff in just a matter of moments. Got to warn you, as I have been the last few weeks, working solo. Nate is nowhere to be found, kind of busy. He's got finals and stuff going on. So, bear with me a little bit, guys. I'm not only doing the show solo, but I'm also sending out all the tweets, monitoring everything. And I don't know. I'm just saying, good thing I drank a lot of coffee, right? Good thing I am ready to do this and make this happen for you guys, because that's what we do on Sundays. That's what Higheredlive is all about. So each week we start with a little something that I like to call the Weekly Five. 5 stories from around the web that are worth noting, reading, starring, or promising yourself at some point you'll go back and give it a read. These are stories you guys should keep an eye on, and each week I do try my best to sift through and find out stuff that's interesting. So last week, as you guys know, we talked a lot about the acceptance letter for students. It was kind of admissions, social media, what we should be doing better to welcome the incoming class of 2015. And earlier this week, I also had this infographic sent to me. It's hard to see here, but let me zoom in on it. It's just a really interesting, infographic talking about how social media is reshaping college admissions. Not gonna lie, I wasn't really shocked by too much of it, but it's a really great visual, especially if you're in a position where you want to make an argument for anything with anyone else in your office. You guys know that that definitely you're going to want to, send this stuff out. This is the stuff that's very accessible. Sharing it with your boss is always helpful. People respond to visuals, that's just the way it goes. So I love keeping infographics in my toolkit, ready to share them with someone who's not really sure about it. Next, Weekly 5 is just a really great blog post that came out this week about 5 great 2011 commencement websites. Now, as you guys know, we are talking all about Commencement 2.0, and it's really something that's going to be very detailed today, but one of the things we're going to talk about is having a great landing page. So this is just a great blog post covering what are a couple examples of folks that are doing it right, because commencement isn't just about the day it happens. Folks are looking for that information all around, throughout the year, and it's always good to really find a way to provide it in a visually pleasing manner that really just helps folks. So I thought that was a really great post, and on to the next weird news story of the day. A Binghamton University student went around campus and raided all of the campus bathrooms. I don't know why, and I don't really know why I'm sharing it with you, but I found this story strangely intriguing. And they went around and did Yelp-style reviews for bathrooms. So, I guess more power to them for putting in the work. And I assume students there might actually find that kind of valuable. Next, Weekly 5, big shout out to the one and only Dave Olson over at the blog Mobile and Higher Ed. If you are not reading that, you should. The URL is actually dmolson. It's dmolson.com, and it's just a great story. It's a blog post, on the growing list of higher ed mobile web frameworks. So for folks that are looking to build in the mobile arena, there are a lot of open source solutions out there. interestingly enough. And Dave does a great job in this post of collecting what are all the latest ones that are available, because since his last post, some have changed. So just, again, really great post. If you guys are thinking about going mobile, or even if you already have, it's worth taking a note, sharing that with folks in your campus so you know what resources are out there. We don't need to keep reinventing the wheel. If we can work with each other, it can only make things better for all of us. And finally, the last story is sort of a really interesting one. It's the University of Denver is planning to permanently move 80% of library holdings off campus. So I just sent a link out to that one, guys. I don't know. That's crazy to me. I guess we all know technology has changed a lot, but I guess I really never thought about how it's physically changed the libraries. And so University of Denver is going to move 80% of one of their campus libraries' holdings off campus and remodel the whole building so it's more like a study center, community center, a place students can come to study, but not necessarily a warehouse for books. To me, someone who doesn't work directly in the library field, that made me really start to think about, wow, how have things changed, and what is the college library going to look like 20 years from now? So it's been, I thought it was really interesting. So I'm curious, guys, if you guys want to throw out any questions or comments, obviously with this hashtag, but I'd love to know, what are your thoughts? What is the college libraries going to look like in 20 years? I mean, is this University of Denver going to take a lot of flack for it? They are right now. But are they onto something? Maybe books don't have a place in libraries? Crazy, I realize, crazy. But I thought that was very interesting that they are going that route. So that's the Weekly 5, and each week we end with a little something called the Unsolicited Shout-Out of the Week, where I shout out any person, place, thing, or idea, because I can. It's my show. That's what I get to do. So that's what I'm doing. And this week is a personal unsolicited shout-out going out to my wife, at Jillian Odell, for keeping me sane and organized and happy and all things awesome. So yeah, I do a lot. I work really hard. As you guys know, I have Higheredlive. I work at UCLA. I have a couple of things on the side I do. And thanks you, at Jillian Odell, for your insane patience and love, because you rule. Because love is awesome, guys. It's awesome. So that is the unsolicited shout-out, and that's why we're here today to talk all about commencement. That's right. We're talking Commencement 2.0. It is one of the most traditional events in your college career, and it has not changed much. And clearly, as you guys know, just looking at the attire, caps, gowns, the different colors, the shoulder straps, the ropes, there's a lot of tradition in commencement. And I'm not here today to stop that, but I am here today to say, if we are presenting commencement as far as marketing on the web the same way we did last year and the year before, maybe we should question that, because I think graduation should look a little bit different than it does right now. So once again, guys, I'm showing all your tweets tonight. I am going to be showing it because I am solo. I am all alone, and I need some dialogue, because at this point I'm just talking by myself in my house, and that could be deemed crazy by some people. But I keep telling them there are people on the internet, and they are talking with me. So, commencement. Before we even get into talking about Commencement 2.0 and what it should look like, you guys know me, I'm all about fundamentals. So I want to start with a very basic question. I got to throw it out there. Why is commencement so important? I know what you're saying, it obviously is, but I think it's important that as we move into this discussion today, that we make sure we are all on the same page. So to me, why is commencement so important? It's one of the most important events of a student's lives, obviously, and for their parents too. So it's the culmination of a huge chapter in their lives, and it's a time when they change their relationship with us. So for the past 4 years, they've been students. They will never be students for us again, unless they come back, obviously, for graduate school. But they're making a shift in who they are for their relationship with us from student to alumni. It's a very big pivot in their lives, and that's why commencement is so important. Also, not going to lie, when it comes to marketing, eyeballs. There will probably never be another day where you have more people paying attention to your university. You have their parents, you have their family, their friends, all the students are actively engaged. It is a big day. So let's talk about capitalizing on it, right? Let's talk about finding a way to leverage it, both for them, for the students and the parents, but also for ourselves as universities. So that's why I want to break down real quickly, what are the Commencement 2.0 goals? I want to know, guys, what are your thoughts with the goals for Commencement 2.0 throughout the show as we go over this? Feel free to actually put it out there, but I'm going to break down what I think is the goals personally for it. So when I think about Commencement 2.0, what should Commencement look like today beyond putting on a great event? I'm not talking about actually physically having the event. Clearly the event should go well. But how you represent it online and share that event, there's a kind of a series of goals. I have 4 personal goals. The first one is open commencement. Commencement should not be restricted by geographical location, period. And right now, for a lot of folks, it is. So it's a simple thing. What am I saying? Live streaming commencement, obviously. It's amazing to me that there are still schools out there that don't. And it's sad. For the most part, they're good. 24 of the top 25 schools ranked by U.S. News and World Report, have live streamed commencement for at least 2 years. Many of them have gone back all the way to 2000, so a lot of schools are doing it, but there are still some that don't. So how can you justify to me that students are paying sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars for a degree, and you're not even going to let their family or friends share in the event simply because you don't want to drag a computer out to the event? I mean, at this point, live streaming is so easy to do, it's unacceptable not to do it for commencement. So the first goal is, in my opinion, definitely open commencement. It should no longer be geographically restrictive. Number 2, convert graduates into engaged alumni. As I said already, this is the last day these students will ever be your students again, but it's not the last day you have a relationship with them or they're connected to you. So the second goal is how can you convert them from the day they stop being a student to becoming an engaged alumni? That's goal number 2. Number 3, engage the parents. They're going to be there. They care. They donate. A lot of times they help pay. They are very, very engaged members of the community. So we're talking about increasing that engagement, converting them to be lifelong supporters as well. Because, I mean, the question is, do parents support an institution because their students are, their children, are alumni there? Or do they support it because their children are students? It's important. You get parents to be engaged forever. You can do it. It's a challenge, but you can. So how do you get your parents of students to become actively engaged and supportive when their students become alumni? So number 3, engage parents. And number 4, enhance an already awesome day. Commencement is a big deal to a lot of people. It's a wonderful day. Guys, let's have some fun. I know a lot of times we talk about results and things, but let's have some fun with commencement. I'm going to talk about some things today that are pretty wild and pretty fun. So those are my 4 goals, and let's dive right into the first one. I said it before, guys, but you absolutely must be live streaming commencement. If you're not live streaming commencement, you don't care about your community. I hate to say it, but in my opinion, it's true. I mean, you have to live stream commencement. There are so many parents, friends, family all around the world that want to engage in this special day. We have to make that possible. So when it comes to platforms, guys, I'm not here today to tell you one over the other. A lot of folks do it private on their own servers. You can use it with Ustream, like we're streaming today, livestream.com. I'm here to tell you right now today, it does not matter how you live stream commencement so long as you do. That's what matters. Live streaming commencement. However you guys want to get it done, get it done. Does not matter to me. You have to do it though. It's something you have to allow people to share it. So that's my opinion. You have to live stream. Personally, I like Ustream. And guys, I don't think it's a big deal if ads are on it. Some schools care. That's cool. Put some money up if you don't want ads on there. But I just want you to know, I have looked at case studies that show that people don't care about advertisements on live streaming. And my point is to lean to that. But, again, whatever. So that's my thoughts on live streaming. You guys have to do it. But it's not just enough either to simply live stream commencement. You guys got to do something that I like to call social streaming. So it's where you actually take live streaming and make it social. This is the basic stuff right now, guys. We're starting off easy today. So when you're live streaming, what are you doing? Obviously, you're including a hashtag, and you're getting a dialogue. You're increasing letting folks in the room talk to folks outside of the room. One of the greatest examples of live streaming success in higher ed is the University of Texas College of Music. Blair Lycala, who was on Higheredlive, I think episode 12, and he talked about live streaming, had this great story about how a prospective student was chatting with a current student during an event. Except the prospective student was in Japan, and the current student was in the arena on his cell phone. So that's why hashtags are important, because it opens up that dialogue so folks in the room can talk to folks outside the room. It's not just your online audience and your in-person audience. It's about merging. It's one audience now, guys. One audience. So that is, in my opinion, why it's so important to do dialogue. So as we get into stuff today, we're going to get detailed, but the first simple thing, guys, promotion. If you tweet it, they will come. You have to tell people what you're doing, right? But it's not just engaging them on social media channels. So many times folks start a live stream and they send a tweet out or they put it on Facebook and they think that's enough. But I'm going to tell you right now, guys, every single college university should be doing something special this year. And that is incorporating with the program. That's right. You're going to have commencement. You might have a few hundred to thousands and thousands of folks. And what's the one thing in common with all those folks in the room? They're going to be physically holding the program to that day's events. So my question to you is, how have you made your program for commencement social? And because, guys, programs aren't just meant to block the sun on sunny days. It's something that everybody holds. So I really believe that in your program, you guys need to be strategic about putting what's the hashtag, how can people share photos, how can they find out more information online, what's the link to watch it live. People think so many times if you're in the room that you don't care about the live stream. Totally not true. If people in the room want to share it, when I live stream events, I will actually give a business card to speakers, for instance, and say, hey, here is the live stream link, URL, right? So is your commencement speaker someone who's well known, maybe a politician, maybe a minor celebrity or famous alum who's maybe on Twitter or on Facebook or anything else, give them that URL. People want to share what they're doing. And it's the same thing. All those parents in the audience, right? They want to be able to send out some email to their huge listing. Tommy is graduating right now. Watch it live. Allow people to celebrate and promote for you. So again, a lot of people say, well, now the program is very formal, right? That program that we see is very formal. I am not here today to tell you have to change all that much of it. Very simple, guys. Insert. That's it. I do this all the time when I get pushback with programs that, oh no, we don't want to make this program too crazy. Just take a piece of paper with how today's event is social, how you can share it, slide it into the program. So it's separate. It's not part of the formal program, but the information is there. Also, signage around the building. These things are fundamental, but they make a huge difference. Honestly, is at every entrance when you come in, does it say it's a live stream? Here's the URL. Here's how to share. Here's the hashtag. I just want to know, what are you doing to let everyone know? Because there are commencements out there with 10,000 people in the audience, right? That's 10,000 people that could be actively promoting you. Don't stop it. Let them do it. Share that with them. So live stream, make it social with a hashtag, and tell everyone with a social program. That's a big one, and I really think that's key. Also, obviously, when you're live streaming, I want to mention one other thing that people haven't noticed really lately is clearly you're live streaming your commencement, however you want to do it. If you're deciding to use something like Ustream or Livestream, you can obviously put it in Facebook. So most Facebook pages have a tab. We're going to have a little link where you can actually have a landing page within your Facebook page to watch the event live. Now that's great, but I'm going to tell you right now, asking your audience to come to your Facebook page and click on a certain tab or a certain link so they can watch the stream seems to me like a lot of work. I know it doesn't sound like it, but that's a lot of hoops you're asking someone to jump in. So something happened about 6 months ago with Ustream and Livestream that a lot of folks didn't notice. And that is if you put the URL to a Ustream or Livestream event in a Facebook status update, people can watch commencement right from inside their newsfeed. So it's important when you're planning your social media strategy around what you're doing, don't just tell people, go watch it on our Facebook page. Send out a status update with the URL to the live stream because folks will be able to watch from their own newsfeed. They log into Facebook wherever they are because a lot of schools have thousands and thousands of fans now, right? Someone's just browsing Facebook and it comes up and they click and within their newsfeed, they're already watching. They're already there. You've eliminated all the other hoops. So you made it very easy. The easier you make it for your audience, as always, guys, the easier it's going to be. So that's live streaming. You have to live stream. There's absolutely no excuse for any school not to be live streaming commencement. Bottom line, make it social. Let people in the room know about it. Make that program social. Let folks watch it on Facebook easily with a status update. That's live streaming in a nutshell, and that's what I'm talking all about. So, guys, that is the first part with live stream, but video is not the only thing, obviously. There's a lot of other things. So let's talk about real-time photography. And this is one that has been around for a while that we need to talk about, but there's a lot to get into when we talk about what you can do with commencement photography right now for little to no money to make things happen. So, have you guys heard of a technology called iFi? I'm curious, iFi is a wireless memory card that goes into a camera, and it actually stores the photos just when you're taking them, but it also, if it can connect to a Wi-Fi signal, will push those photos from the camera over a Wi-Fi signal and instantly upload them online or to a computer. So that's pretty cool when you think about it, guys, that you're able to do that so easily, right? Now, my question is, if you already have a great photographer there, why aren't you having them instantly upload the photos online? So you can put this memory card right in. It connects over a Wi-Fi signal. If you don't have a Wi-Fi signal, get a MiFi card, right? Get a MiFi card, which is a portable wireless network, comes from Verizon. Other cell carriers offer it too, like $60 a month. Get it, pop this in their camera, have those photos go straight online. Now, where do they go online? That's the question, right? They go to Flickr, guys. Your professional photographer should be using an iFi card and sending them to Flickr. Why Flickr? Because Flickr offers a real-time slideshow that you can embed. That's right. You can now embed a photo slideshow from Flickr that is instantly uploading and updating as your photographer takes photos from the floor. This is awesome. This is so cool. So when someone's watching the live stream, right next to it is a slideshow that's instantly churning out new photos that your photographer is already taking, right? So that's great. Now, a couple things to keep in mind. A couple words from the wise, things that I've learned. The smaller the photo, the faster it will upload, obviously. It's quick to get the iFi card backed up. So one thing to keep in mind is a lot of good DSLRs have multiple memory card slots, and you can save different versions of the same photo to different cards. So you can have one card that's saving RAW or really high-res versions, and another saving like a much smaller JPEG version. If you can do that and put the iFi in the slot that's saving a smaller version, it'll be quicker to get the photos up and online. So you get into Flickr, and then once again, guys, boom, instantly updating slideshow. This is really cool. I just think it's a great opportunity. But, big but, big but, big but. I don't know. Everybody at this day and age has a camera phone. So why are we relying solely on a photographer that we've hired to provide all the photos? That to me just doesn't make sense. So this is the big thing today I'm excited to share. I did a lot of research, and I'm going to tell you what I believe in my heart of hearts is the single best way to crowdsource commencement photography. So every school should hire their professional photographer still. Obviously, get your really nice photos that you want to share. And ready for the next one, guys? Ready for this? Posterous. You know Posterous probably. You probably have heard of it. It's a cool blogging platform that instantly updates. It's pretty exciting stuff. I'm a fan of Posterous. It's a quick blog platform that's an option for folks to use. But, more than that, I want to know, what else can we do with Posterous? Well, Posterous recently launched something called Posterous Events. Write this down, guys. You're going to want to look into it. Posterous Events, okay? So Posterous Events is a new application from Posterous where you can have people download the application and all take photos that go to the same account. Pretty cool. So off the bat, you could have people download the application, right? Download the application, and they could all be taking photos at commencement, and they could all be going to the same account online for you. But, there's a big but. I'm all about that today, guys. Getting someone to download an application, that's a hurdle, right? We already talked today, but you want to limit the hurdles between your audience. If you're asking your audience to do anything for you, make it easy. Well, that's why the great thing about Posterous is that you don't even need the app to do it. Once you set up a Posterous event, so you set up UCLA Commencement at posterous.com, you can give that URL, and anyone with any camera phone, any phone that can take a picture, can email that account, and it will instantly get updated. So you can just take the actual email account from your Posterous event and put it out there and say, okay, Commencement 2011 at posterous.com, and you can send photos, and the whole room will be taking photos, sending them to the same place. Now imagine if in that little insert in the program it said, to have a camera phone, take pictures and share. Do you know how much parents would love to be pulling out their phone and, oh, new technology, I'm taking photos of commencement. That's gold. Let people do the work for you. If you can actually have your audience do the work for you and have them have a good time doing it and make it easy, that to me is a huge win-win. And that's why I love Posterous for events. But good news, guys, is I reached out to Posterous this week and I said, guys, tell me I'm right that this is the best way to do it. I want some real information because I'm not going to sit back and tell you guys to go use Posterous for events if I don't think it's the best option out there for the job. So I heard back from the Posterous crew. Thanks to them for being so awesome. And I heard about some great examples of what they did. One example was Blog World Conference. They used the Posterous events. And what they did is they actually had folks submitting photos, just like I'm saying now, whether it's with the application or via email. And then they actually had a real-time slideshow, because you can set it up for a slideshow that'll go on its own. And they displayed that real-time slideshow actually at the event. And this dramatically encouraged engagement because folks would be walking around at a conference and they'd be seeing this slideshow that was updating on its own. So that's pretty awesome. Just like Flickr with the instantly updating slideshow, same thing with Posterous. Now I will say I don't think you can embed that slideshow yet. So you have to send your audience to Posterous. So it's a bit of a catch for if you want the real-time slideshow. But still pretty cool if you ask me. Some other examples of folks that have used it. It's already been going on at Yale. Yale Spring Fling is an annual free concert for students, and this year they used Posterous for events to capture crowdsourced photos. So the students attending sent in photos of the bands, the crowd, and various other bits of colorful moments from the event, and photos students shared it. Now here, you guys know students, they offered a free iPad too as like a contest, but I'm just saying, guys, Posterous for events, you don't have to offer a free iPad, but I'm telling you, if you give people a URL and say simply send your photos here, that's a great way to crowdsource photography. Now, I don't want you guys, though, to say, oh, well, maybe Posterous isn't perfect for me, so I'm not going to do it. I'm here today to tell you absolutely every college and university in the country can quickly and easily crowdsource event photography and should be doing it at this point because it's a great way to engage your audience, have them do work for you, and capture those memories. So whether you want to use Posterous or not, I will say that there's some other options out there. I'm going to be posting some more detailed information in a blog post this week on Higheredlive.com, which is giving you best tips and practices from Posterous. They gave me a list of all the things they think people need to do to get the most out of it. So that's going to be going up this week. If you really want to use Posterous, I'm going to give you every piece of information you could possibly want. But let's say, for instance, actually, no, one second. Before we even move on from the awesomeness that is Posterous, I know you guys are still all talking about it, I got to mention one more thing that's awesome at Posterous. Posterous is a platform you can push every photo to something else. So when someone sends it to Posterous, you could push it to Flickr. You could go ahead and push it to Facebook. So there's a lot of things that you can do. It's easy to share posts on Posterous on another platform. So keep that in mind. But again, guys, if you don't want to use Posterous, there are other options, and I'm about to tell you of an awesome one. Simply put, get traditional. Use your own email accounts. Just one example of how this was already done last year is just a really cool example. Is we had at Kansas University, we had the chancellor, I think it was, I do believe it was the chancellor, that actually told people, in attendance on stage at commencement, hey guys, everybody pull out your camera phone and everybody turn it around and put it on you. So what she did is the chancellor actually prompted everybody, pull out your camera phone, take a picture of you right now, and then said, everybody email it to the same email account. And this was one of their own email accounts, but it was a really great example. So what they did is students did that, and family did that, and check it out right here. They posted all of it to Facebook. So that was gold. I think it's a great way that even if you want to do very traditional, guys, keep it traditional. That's fine. People are okay with that. Whether you also want to have people email to another account, whatever you want to do, crowdsource. Crowdsource photography. I think this is a great example that KU did, because what they were able to do was they were able to sift through and filter. They didn't post every single photo. At least it didn't appear like that to me. So if you guys are nervous, what, a student's going to go ahead and give them a middle finger or do something else, set up your own email account and just after the event, go back and get it. Again, it's not real time, and I think it's really great that you can do it in real time. With Flickr, with iFi, your pro photographer photos can be updated in real time. With Posterous, they can be updated from the crowd in real time. But if you don't want to do that, email it to a traditional email account, sift through and post them, because it's still a great thing to do. So you need to crowdsource one way or another. And again, I think the best thing with Posterous is that you don't need to download the application. So that to me is kind of a big deal. I think that's really important. Also, a lot of news organizations are doing the same thing with Twitter. Tweet us your photos, and then they just download them from YFrog or TwitPic or whatever you're using, and you can have it. But if you have to crowdsource photography. It's just something at this point, there could be so many great little moments that you could catch that are so important. Now, one thing I want to talk about with this KU example, they kind of highlighted on something that I think is really, really important, and that is Facebook tagging. Now, you guys remember, I said one of my goals for Commencement 2.0 is I want to convert every current student into an engaged alumni. One of the best ways to do that is to make sure they are on Facebook, right? So if they're on your Facebook page, they're there. You have eyeballs. You have the opportunity to engage. If someone's not a friend of yours on Facebook, it's tough. And I'll be honest, guys, Facebook is becoming more and more relevant with each graduating class, because kids only have cell phone numbers that we don't have. They're changing their email addresses or never using their traditional campus ones because they're already on Gmail. It's a lot easier to lose an alumni now than it ever has been. So getting them on a social media channel like Facebook is really important. So how do you convert all those folks? Well, when KU said, everybody take your picture, they also said, log on on Monday when it's going to be up and tag yourself. Tag yourself. That's gold. You can ask your audience to go on and tag, because really, it's not about them tagging themselves. It's about getting them onto your Facebook page. So by saying, hey, we have photos that are going to be on our Facebook page, go tag yourself. That's a great way to do it. That's a great way to get folks to make one step to the other. So now it's time to take another step even farther. Talk about an awesome way to take those students and make them engaged alumni on Facebook with photos. Have any of you ever been to an event before, a wedding or anything else, where there was a photo booth? Open question. I have. I love photo booths where you take the 3 photos and you all look a little bit different in each one. Photo booths are great, and they're also really expensive. They're like $1,000 or more to rent a lot of times. So I'm here today to tell you, you do not need to rent a photo booth to have one. It is very easy to set up a DIY photo booth using your computer, if it's a Mac, using a free software and a printer. So why would you possibly want to do this? I believe every commencement should have their own photo booth because, one, people love to get their photos taken in photo booths. It's kind of basic, right, guys? It's not that surprising. People love it. People love to be able to take photos with their family and friends. So let's say instead of renting some crazy photo booth, you just went ahead and you built one yourself. DIY with the instructions that I just tweeted out. Full instructions on how to do this. So you set up essentially a laptop, you have a printer, you set up a little booth, put up a shower curtain, something wrapping around. You tell students, while they're lining up for graduation or whatever they want to do, take your photos. You can put it out in the public too for parents, and they take the photos and they print out. So they get a strip, right? But on top of that, when they take the photo, it says, log on to Facebook and tag yourself. So what you've just done is you've given people something that makes commencement awesome, which is my 4th goal, right? Make commencement awesome. Make it really fun. Give them a free photo booth. Save the memories of the day, just the cost of photo paper and ink. And then on top of that, tell them, it says right there, and on top of the booth, all these photos will be posted to Facebook. Essentially, you're giving us permission to post this to Facebook. So when you post those photos to Facebook, guess who's going to be logging on next week to check out all their fellow friends and tag not just themselves, but the other people that they know. And what you've just done is you've taken 1,000 graduating students and you've given all 1,000 students one reason they need to get onto Facebook. And once they're on Facebook, they're going to like you. And then it's just about good content. Honestly, guys, I think this is a really, really rad idea. I love the DIY photo booth. It can be done for no money if you guys have a Mac in the office already. Convert those fans. I'm a big fan of the photo booth idea. I'd love to see if more folks do it. It's really big at weddings right now. That's how I even came across the idea, is just reading about all the folks that are utilizing this for weddings. But it's not just about weddings. It can totally be done in a lot of different ways. So that's my final thing on photos, guys. Photos, what do we have? i5 for your professional photographer. Go into Flickr with an instantly updating slideshow of professional photos. On top of that, you have Posterous crowdsourced photos or traditional crowdsourced, just asking folks to email the account. And if it's Posterous, you have a slideshow that also is instantly updating in real time during the event. Beyond that, find a way to make students have to go tag themselves on Facebook. This is key. If you can make a student have to go and tag themselves, they're engaged, they're converted into being a fan. I think that's just another really important point to make. It's a real good goal, guys. Find a way to get photos of students online and find a way to have them go and tag themselves. That is going to definitely make a big difference. Whatever you do, crowdsource photos. And finally, have a little bit of fun. Throw up the photo booth. Make it happen. DIY. You guys know you're all hackers out there in some shape or form. Make it happen. Hack that. Make your own photo booth. So that is photos in real time for you guys. That's photos in real time. But we're not just talking about that. We're also talking about dialogue. We already mentioned Twitter. You guys know I have the channel going on right here, pulling up all your tweets. You know, you guys can do the same thing with your live stream. You can be pulling in information. You can be sharing what people are saying. So how do you go ahead and encourage dialogue even more? Well, some of it's simple. Twitter hashtag. And again, guys, one is guest books, right? So guest books are traditional. This is more hitting with the parents. You can do things like Google has their own guest book gadget where you can embed the guest book onto your page. Now, that's one thing some people have done for commencement, sign a guest book and we embed it. And you can do that. But my thing is, in the year 2011, we should be telling folks that our Facebook wall is the guest book. Tell parents to get on Facebook and leave a message for our graduates. Send a status update out and ask people, flood our wall with messages congratulating this finishing class. If you do that, again, what are you really doing? You're getting people to engage on Facebook. It's not a bait and switch, but at the same time, your goal is not really to have the guest book on Facebook. Your goal is to have engagement on Facebook, and you're just finding a way to do it. People want to congratulate students. They want a way to share and tell them, great job. This is all about parents, right? Their aunts and uncles, they all want to congratulate them. Tell them to congratulate them on Facebook. Also, live chat rooms. This is throughout the whole thing. I think commencement's a great opportunity to have live chat rooms. It's just another opportunity where students can engage both in the room and out, especially now with things like Ustream. You can chat from your phone if you're watching. I love it. I think chat rooms are good. But again, if you're a little nervous with moderation, okay. You don't have to, but I think that's pretty key. So guest book, guys. Guest book 2.0. I say get rid of the guest book and put that thing on Facebook. That's my opinion. That's what I'm thinking. So that's obviously not the only thing we got going on, guys. It's also about video. Once the event is finished, it's pretty simple, in my opinion, to go ahead and say post it to YouTube. That's a given at this point, right, guys? I mean, you got to post the video to YouTube. You got to put it up, let people see it. But how do you go 2.0 with it? We're talking about taking it a step further, right? Well, there is a very easy way to link to specific time codes within a video. And I think that everyone should be doing this with commencement. Because what happens is you put up a link to commencement, right? And it's how long, it's 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half long, incredibly long, and you're not allowing people to have a chance to find in the video what they want. So I really strongly encourage folks to find the code. In fact, I'll try to type it out right here for you guys. Link to specific time code. I'm typing it out right now. T equals. All right, just put it out there, guys. How to actually do it. Link to a time code. When you go to your commencement page, don't just dump them to YouTube. What you should be doing is actually putting up and saying, here are the places that you can go to the video. Click this to see the chancellor's remarks. Click this to see the main commencement speaker. Click here to hear the welcoming speech. You don't have to get this crazy, but you can click and link to each individual student. Now, I don't think you should do that, but I'm just saying it's an option. So that is another really good one. Link to specific time codes within a YouTube video. I think that's really important to do. And then finally, guys, engage your students with content. There's a couple examples. One school last year, I'm so sorry I can't remember who it was. If you guys out there know, let me know. Gave flip cameras to a bunch of students to document themselves throughout graduation. I think that's an awesome idea. Utilize some key students that you identify beforehand. So students should be documenting themselves, what it's like behind the scenes, what's going on, and I think that's a great way to do it. And while we're on the subject of students, if you're nervous about crowdsourced photography, first off, don't be. Let go of the reins, have some fun. But if you are, remember that Posterous idea? What if you just gave 5 or 6 students that iPhone app? And you had them uploading photos. So you knew it was someone who knew what was going on. It was a student worker, student ambassador, someone from your student blogger program. Let them document it, and now all of a sudden you know that you're not just getting something from everybody, you're getting it filtered. So same thing with flip cams. Give flip cams to your students, let them document it. But when we're starting to talk about this stuff, what we're really talking about is not technology at this point. What we're talking about is content. And I got to give a really big plug to the one and only Georgie Cohen, Radio Free Georgie on Twitter, for having a great post this week that was all about how the kind of content with commencement. I just thought it was really, really great. It's a post that I'm going to attempt to link out, but it does look like I just deleted that link. So anybody that knows, anybody can pull up this link to the refresher commencement coverage with compelling content, please do so. I just deleted that link from my document, and I would love to plug this post from Georgie, because it's not just about how to use technology, but it's about actually changing the way we think about the content. So yes, do we want to go ahead and put the live stream up? Obviously. Do we want to go ahead and share some photos? Yes, but what else can we do beyond that? What can we do to really take a step forward and have some fun with this? That's what I want to know. So what we can do, for instance, behind the scenes. What is it like when students are getting ready? What if a student's back there with a camera phone taking pictures of everyone getting dressed in their robes or something like that, right? Behind the scenes coverage when students are walking on and off stage. What about the 24-hour news cycle idea where it's going throughout the whole time? Oh, great. We got the link out there. Awesome. Thank you guys very much. I'm going to retweet that like crazy for getting the link. It's just Georgie's post is all about changing the way you think about this stuff, and that's why I love it so much. It's just, guys, it's 24-hour news cycle, student profiles. If people are already on the page, why aren't you giving them something more, right? It's, I just think you could do a lot, give folks a lot of information, and really change the way they think. So I like behind the scenes. I love the 24-hour news cycle. Let the students be their own storyteller. This is their day. Let them do that. Let them document their experience. So definitely change that. Put it up there. And guys, we have another great thing going on here, talking about QR codes, right? And that's right, because when I'm talking about this stuff today, we can talk too about going beyond and the extras. I kind of focus today mostly on live streaming, real-time photography, dialogue, and the video after the fact. But it's important to know that you can work on location, you could do QR codes. There's a lot you can do. I mean, you could have people donate on their phone. I'm not huge into asking for donations on commencement, but it's something that you can definitely do very easily. And one thing I love, guys, people are not thinking enough about Twitter Fast Follow. Do you know what Twitter Fast Follow is? Twitter Fast Follow means anyone without a Twitter account or with one can just type in the name of a Twitter account to 40404 and they're instantly following somebody. Instantly. So let's just think for a second, what could you do with Fast Follow on commencement? Do parents need information throughout the day, or is it a long, week-long event? Tell parents, text UCLA 2011 to 40404 and you're instantly following a Twitter account that's only sending out tweets about commencement for the weekend. But guess what? They don't even have to know that it's Twitter. Thanks to Twitter Fast Follow, you don't even know. It doesn't look like it. It's free mass text messaging. So that's another example. QR codes in the booklet or other places around campus, same thing, guys. You can totally do a lot to engage people and take this thing to the next level. Yeah, I agree. By the way, money in commencement, I would say this about development, because I work very closely with some development folks. I would say it's not about asking for money, for sure, but it is about connecting the relationship so you can ask later. And that means, how do you get them on Facebook? How do you get them following other areas? How do you get them staying connected? However you're going to make that ask for money later on, how are you going to make sure they're already engaged on that channel? So that's the goal, I would think, with development for commencement, is how can we engage these folks and make sure that we're connecting, so when we do need to make an ask, we can do it. So, guys, we've covered a lot of stuff today, but there's one thing we haven't covered yet, and that is the commencement homepage. How do you take all these cool ideas and how do you put it together? I'm going to tell you right now, if you have a live stream on your website and that's it, not enough. Not enough, guys. We need to step it up. You need to have an interactive experience. It's not about watching. Remember, I say this a lot. If you're watching a live stream, you're not actually engaging. That's not very social. That's just like watching television. You want people to be able to watch, be able to talk back and forth, be able to engage with your content. If they're not truly engaging, you're missing the point. So what would something like that look like? I threw this together very last minute. This is not really what I think, but this is the idea of what I think commencement could look like. It's a little busy, I realize, but just bear with me and why I'm thinking something like this. In the center, you have the actual live stream video, so folks can watch the actual event live as it happens. To the right, you have a simple Twitter widget embedded that's just running real time what folks are saying with the hashtag. Very simple. To the left of the video, you have on the top, where that dog is, that's the professional Flickr slideshow rolling through the professional photos taken from the floor of the event as it happens. And below it, right there, that's another slideshow updating with photos from students that are posting them themselves or anyone else that's putting them up. So you have this really awesome experience. You can watch all this. And then underneath, you have all your buttons, whether it's find us on Facebook, stay connected via email, follow us on Twitter, donate now, whatever you want to do. Now, this is too busy to me, but this is the idea. It's not just about landing on a page and seeing a video. It's about landing on a page and experiencing commencement. There is absolutely no reason in 2011 that you have to physically be at a graduation ceremony to experience it and to be a part of it. So it's not just about the technology, it's about how you tell the story. So present it like that, and then tell people, acknowledge the people watching online. Let folks know we have thousands of people or hundreds of people watching online today. We want to say hello to them. We want to let them know, we have somewhere we're displaying what you're saying via Twitter, or, we're going to go back and read the Facebook wall with the guest book, and we're going to talk to you. It's about bringing everybody together. I can't stress this enough when it comes to this stuff, guys. It's not about your in-person audience and your online audience. There is only one audience. Geographical location is no longer a restriction. It's only a restriction in the way that we strategically think about commencement. And that's unfortunate. We got to change that. So stop thinking about location as in we're only going to the people in the room and we're just going to beam out a video so other people can watch. Watching isn't enough. It's about engaging, letting them be a part of it. These are parents, family members, alumni, members of the community that care. They really care about the students graduating. They care about your institution. So it's not just about saying, hey, you can view it. It's about saying, hey, you're a part of this. You are a part of our community. We acknowledge that. So, guys, final takeaways for me, must be live. There's no excuse to not live stream commencement, in my opinion. You have to do it at this point. And if you haven't done it before, that's okay. Don't get overwhelmed. Just try. Please go ahead and try and do it. I really want you guys to go ahead and do that and live stream it this year. That's the big one. The next one, Facebook only content. If you guys want to convert your current students into engaged alumni, clearly get their email address, obviously. But beyond that, get them on Facebook. And you can do that by posting photos and encouraging them to tag them. But it's not about taking photos and posting them unless you're telling the folks. You actually have to go out of the way and tell folks. So say, hey guys, take your own photo, we'll put it on Facebook. Or have the photo booth where students are taking photos with their family and their friends, and it says right on the photo booth, these are going to Facebook, go tag yourselves. So find a way to convert someone and convert them via Facebook. That's a big thing, guys. Facebook-only content that you tell people is Facebook-only is a great way to get them on Facebook engaging with you. Also, yes, show the tweets. If you want people to talk, show it. Great comment, obviously, going on right here. But I want to link Joe. That's a great point, and I'm doing it right here on the show, right? If you guys are showing what people are saying, people are interested. So whether you want to do it in a big screen or off to the side, whatever it is, have fun with it. Show people, encourage engagement. That's what it's doing. When it's saying, guess what? When you engage with us, we notice. That's why when people put up a back channel on Twitter or they put it somewhere, people actually tweet. Why? Because you're just letting them know that you get it, that you're listening. Oh yeah, we're engaging with you. We hear you. It's not enough to have your official Twitter account, Twitter back and forth. Let everyone know that it's a big open event. Whether you're in person or not, it's one community, and if you're talking, we're hearing you. And guys, finally, presentation is key. Really think creatively about what you can put together. I love the idea of a commencement page that isn't just a video. It's more than that. It's trying to represent the experience. And now imagine here in this live stream, if to the left or right, instead of one of those boxes instead you actually see another live stream that pops up from behind the scenes. It's not hard to have a second live stream with someone behind the scenes as students are getting dressed or getting ready. I mean, you could make this page into a channel that doesn't just run from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. if that's your commencement time. You can make this something that folks really want to engage with early and often and be a part of it. That's why I think presentation is so important. So that is Commencement 2.0, guys. That's what I see when I think about commencement. That's what I see when I think, what should graduation look like in the 21st century? It's open. It's totally letting everybody be a part of it. It's fun. It's social. And it's not that hard to do. I can't stress that enough. And yes, when we're talking about having fun, feel free to fly a toy helicopter around with a video camera on it. Why not, right, Carlin? It can be done. You can do these kind of things. So think creatively, have some fun. I just can't stress enough, guys. Do this for your community. It is the most important day let me restate this. It is the single most important day in your relationship with your students. It is the single most important day in the course of your relationship with the parents of current students. And it's a very important day to a lot of alumni and a lot of other community members. So capitalize. Strategically think, make a plan, and capitalize. Have some goals. And don't just have a goal of people watching it. Have some goals. How many convert people to fans? How many get people to engage? Have some serious goals. So that's Higher Ed Live, guys. That's been it for the week. It is Commencement 2.0. I really appreciate you guys watching, sticking with me for my 45-minute banter, ranter, a little bit of rant, having some fun with you guys. I really, really do appreciate it. Please make sure to tune in next week. By the way, guys, big show. Last couple shows have been really specific, right? Topic specific. Commencement 2.0. Before that was, welcoming the incoming class of 2015. Next week, Bleeding Talent, the future of higher ed leadership. I don't know how much next week's show is going to ruffle some feathers, but it's important to talk about it. I am nervous about the future of higher education because so many of the best and most talented people that I work with in higher ed are leaving. And they're leaving because our industry can't give them enough. That our industry is not giving them enough power, enough control, enough respect. The best people in higher ed, for a lot of the best people, they're leaving. And I'm not okay with that because higher ed is facing a really, really big shift. A big shift. You guys know Mark talks about it all the time. There's a big change coming, and my question is, are we going to have the leaders that are ready to lead the next generation for higher education? What's coming next? Unfortunately, I think we're bleeding talent. I think the future of higher ed leadership is a scary thing. As more and more baby boomers are retiring, I'm questioning who's going to take their place, and we're going to have a very big conversation all about that next week. So definitely tune in for that. Finally, guys, before I let you go, got to do another quick thank you and plug to our sponsors that make Higher Ed Live possible. They really honestly do. Without them, it'd be so much more difficult to put on this show for you. So thank you to Integral. They are the creators of the Schools app on Facebook. Be sure to check out their webinar series about how they can help you leverage Facebook to increase yield and retention. Also, big thank you to Omni Update. They're the leading web content management system provider for higher education. Their OU campus, which is the web CMS, is secure and scalable with great tools and features, deployment flexibility, and an awesome user community. Guys, thanks to Integral and Omni Update. They really do help make this show possible, so I can't thank them enough. But more importantly, thank you for tuning in each and every week. If you have any questions, comments, anything else, let me know. I'm always on Twitter. You can catch me on email, anywhere else. In the meantime, higheredlive.com, and I hope to see you guys next week for the big show. Take care.